Hi, I'm Desiree with High Gravity.
I'm Dave with High Gravity.
And Dave has been building electric brewing controllers for about 10 years now, and it's been a while since we've done a video.
It's been a number of years since we've done a video, and we've made improvements on everything.
Everything, we have.
It's time to talk about what's new, what's best for you.
Right.
And so that's what we're going to do today.
Okay, so I say we start from left to right.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. So this particular controller is the EBC SV, single vessel.
That's right. We designed the SV controller for a single vessel system. That's brew in a bag.
Right,
And
brew
then
in a bag.
Since then, Mr. Blickman has come out with the Brew Easy, and we found that this controller is perfectly suited for the 2-vessel system.
Okay.
You can run a 3-vessel system with that controller. It can do that as well with the hot liquor tank temp dependent on the mash temp.
Okay. So I see that there are some common things though between all of our controllers. So maybe we should talk about the common things.
Sure.
So my favorite thing about our controllers is the variable control on the power for when you're boiling.
That's right. The best way to control a boiling vessel is with the analog power modulation.
Right.
Where you can just grab the knob and turn it to trim your power exactly where you want it.
Yeah, and it's pretty instant. I mean, when we start to have a boil over and you turn that knob down, it immediately, I mean, all the foam and everything just dies down instantly. And so you have very instant, quick control versus running over to your PID controller and
That's right. You don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that. So that's one of the cool things that I like about our systems is that we have that instant tactile feedback and control over the boil. Okay, so that's one of the common features is having the variable power control.
Yeah, they all have automatic heat.
Right. So I see there's a PID here, there's a PID here, there's a PID here, there's a PID there.
That's right. So on
and they all control the heat.
The left side of each of these controllers, you've got automatic heat where you can make the set point. You've got a probe plugged in that's going to monitor the temperature.
Right, right.
And it will modulate the heat to maintain that temperature.
Okay. So the single vessel system, I notice that there isn't a second PID controller.
Nope. It is one automatic heat, one manual pump.
Okay.
And suitable for many system configurations.
Right. So, and probably the most common would be the rims, because you're going to turn that pump on. It's going to stay on the entire time and recirculate the mash.
That's right.
And then, when the temperature of the mash drops, it will turn on the heating element.
Right.
Hopefully, it's a boil coil, because those things are the best.
That's right.
And then, when it hits the right temperature again, the heating element turns off. But this wort is constantly circulating.
That's right. You could think of the EBC SV as a RIMS controller.
A RIMS controller. Awesome. So then we have the EBC 3 and the 3Ds. So 3, obviously means 3 vessels.
All of the 3s are designed for 3-vessel systems.
3-vessel systems.
That's right.
And that adds a second PID controller.
It does. You're working with 2 vessels at a time in the brewing process. And so our 3-vessel controllers will provide control for both the hot liquor tank and the mash.
And the mash.
And finally the kettle when you're done with both of those.
Right. So this is the EBC 3, and this is actually ours. This is the one that we brew with at our house. And I'm very familiar with this.
I think it's yours.
It's mine. It is. It really is. It's mine.
I think it's yours.
Yeah, yeah. But this one right here, it actually has the ability to run 2 pumps. But we only use 1 pump because we have a gravity-fed system when we're sparging into the boil kettle.
That's right. I approach everything from simplest is best.
Simplest is best.
And if you can use gravity for something, you should, rather than fight it. And so, and it simplifies the plumbing a lot.
Right.
So our system is a single pump system. We have the mash tun elevated. So gravity will take it from there to the kettle.
To the kettle.
And there's still enough drop to get into the fermenter.
Absolutely, there sure is. But if everything was on the same level, though, then the second pump is an option that you can get with these controllers.
That's right, and that's necessary so that you can sparge.
So you can sparge.
That's right.
Okay. Now what I'm not horribly familiar with are the 3Ds, and I see we have 2 of them now.
That's right. It's funny, we came out with the 3D a couple of years ago. And what we found is all of our customers, nearly all of our customers for the 3D are commercial users.
Right, right.
They are starting a new small brewing operation.
Right.
And they are working these things hard. And by doing that, they've given us a lot of feedback to improve them.
Right.
So the EBC 3Ds that we build today are optimized for either HERMs or RIMs.
Okay.
And instead of fuses for the 240 volt subsystems, we've got some breakers.
Yeah, I see that it looks different.
Circuit breakers that are able to handle that. We found that we needed to replace those fuses if they're going to be used like that.
Yeah.
Even though they're rated for the load, if you use them every day, all day,
all day, not good.
That's not the best solution, right? So
you continually improve on our systems. That's
every one of them.
So explain to me what makes the RIMs and the HERMs versions of the 3D different.
The difference is, with a HERM system, the 3D version is pretty much the same as the 3, where it's going to maintain the temperature of the mash, just like yours, by turning the pump on to recirculate the wort through the heat exchanger in the hot liquor tank. And that's good for 1-barrel systems.
Okay.
For 2-barrel systems, we built a few 2-barrel systems lately.
Okay.
Again, they're not home brewers.
Right.
Right.
No, they're not.
With a 2-barrel system, it actually might make more sense to use a RIMS heating element for the mash.
Okay.
Because you're talking about a lot more volume that you need to maintain the temperature, and with a RIMS heating element, another heating element for the mash tun, you have more power to do that with.
Okay.
And you also have a simpler plumbing configuration. You're talking about double stacked vessels. Putting a heat exchanger in the hot liquor tank gets a little tricky.
So this is something that we probably would like a RIMS rocket.
RIMS rocket is a great RIMS heating element solution.
Okay.
And it's based on the hop rocket. Okay. The hop rocket has other functions. It can be used as a hop back coming out of the kettle.
Right.
Or you can use it as a Randall in a draft system.
Okay.
And Mr. Blickman found another use for that canister and stuck a heating element in it. So it's a perfect bolt-on solution, modular solution for larger vessels. And so the difference between the HERMS version of the EBC 3D and the RIMS version is the way we group the controls and the way we do things. Remember, this one, the mash tun PID turns the pump on.
Turns the pump on, right.
In this RIMS configuration, we have 2 manually controlled pumps.
Okay.
And when you're mashing, you have one of them on, recirculating constantly. And you're modulating the heat to maintain the temperature.
Right, just like the SV.
The SV, right. And so you would plug your heating element for the mash tun in the same output that you use for the kettle, but you don't use them at the same time.
Because you don't use them at the same time.
That's right. While you're mashing, you're not doing anything with your kettle.
Right.
And so this turns the heat on. And so we've regrouped the controls. It's called the mash kettle heat.
Okay.
Instead of just the kettle heat.
Got it.
Right. And you've got 2 manually controlled pumps. Because also, if you have large vessels, they're all on one level.
Right. True.
You're talking about 1-barrel, 2-barrel systems. They're on one level.
That makes perfect sense.
Both of these controllers can run 2 5750 watt heating elements at the same time. That is 11.5 kilowatts.
You want to use your Christopher?
11.5 kilowatts?
There you go, baby.
Great Scott! What does 11.5 kilowatts do for a 1-barrel system? 11.5 kilowatts, that's 2 5750 watt elements. You can raise the temperature of 30 gallons about 200 degrees per hour.
Wow.
That's high performance.
200, wow, that's pretty good.
That's the same performance you get with 15 gallons.
That's impressive.
That's right. That's right.
Cool. So if you're a commercial brewery, you know, you can get a lot more done in one day.
Yeah, you can.
Because you can really boost your productivity, your efficiency, all that stuff.
And if you're doing a 2-barrel system, you need that just to do it.
Just to do it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We do build other controllers. They're not pictured here.
Okay.
But these are the ones that most people are buying today.
Most people are buying today.
That's right.
Cool. So we have the EBC SV, single vessel, and then we have the EBC 3, which is good for even up to 1 barrel.
That's right, up to 1 barrel.
And probably mostly used by home brewers.
For most home brewers, it's going to be the best choice.
That's going to be the best choice. And then you have the EBC 3Ds, which are going to be more than likely used in a commercial setting, or somebody who really wants to be in a commercial setting.
Crazy home brewers.
Crazy home brewers,
right.
yes. Isn't that
right.
the same thing? I think
Indeed.
that's the same thing.
That's right. That's right.
I think that's the same thing.
You got to be a little bit crazy to make that leap.
You do. You
That's
do.
right.
Okay, so, you know, we've kind of gone over all the controllers, and so now I think it's time to start working on additional videos to like focus on each one so people can see how they are work in action. So, what do you think?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. There we go.
Man, I don't know. Ending those is hard.